that. Or to open us up, start the meeting.
What do I have?
You just say we're going to begin the meeting now for the Heritage Landmark Commission.
5:46.
Yeah. So the first topic on the agenda was just discussing the minutes, and so I have the minutes here. It looks like in one thing that I need to correct, and we can't vote on anything because we don't have enough members to vote on anything, but one of the items I need to fix on the February minutes is the people that were there. I think Adrienne was in attendance, and so we would add her to that. So I'll add that to before our next meeting, and then those are the minutes from both November and February.
The only corrections I saw were the dates of the next meeting.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
They just say the actual date. Yeah, that's good. Oh, and this one would be March.
In February, it's in April.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
April 1st.
April Fools. Okay, I'll make those corrections. And then I'll bring them back before our next meeting. Is there anything about those that you wanted to talk about, Ron, or was that the only changes you saw?
I think all as Scott was mentioning. March 29th, we'll have the first draft. Supposedly, we'll have it in
Yeah, there will be a draft, and they're going to present at the May meeting. So if it's something that I can reach out to the board and see if there's interest in me sending out that draft, and then we could all meet in May when they discuss it, and then if there's any questions in the meantime, you can either email those over or you could ask them at the May meeting.
I think you'll have to have a meeting in April because I think you have to take it. I mean, I just threw it. I don't have to say, but I can throw it out.
Yeah, I'll check on that.
See what they think.
In July, that finalized draft.
So they're going to take feedback from that May meeting and then put a finalized draft together.
I think May's is open to the public, correct?
Yes.
Yes. So it's a public meeting.
And I went down there with them on February 28th, I believe it was, last week, with Northwest Vernacular, and it was really good. It was really interesting to see what they do and what they're taking a look at. They're taking photos of everything, and then with their Excel spreadsheet, putting in the materials that the buildings are made of and the year of everything. So it was pretty interesting.
What is this? Or the consensus survey going to be looking at?
So it's going to be taking a look at the broad overview of a property and seeing if there is any historical significance to that property, and if they need to take a deeper dive into if the Heritage and Landmark Commission wants to take a deeper dive into that to find out the back history of it, of what it was used for, and who's owned it in the past, not just what's owned it now. So it's kind of taking a present look at it and saying, oh, actually, we're gonna make a notation here you guys are probably going more in depth with this property. If there's another property and they're like, there's nothing really significant here, I probably wouldn't suggest going into a deeper dive with that one. And we actually have with our grant, we have set aside money to do an ILS, which is an intensive level survey. So that's why we're doing this reconnaissance level survey first.
What's intense?
Going into a deeper dive into each of the properties.
There's some new buildings that are coming into the scope for H-wise,
right,
that they can bring onto the list.
Yeah. So it's kind of the pre-work before we do the real deep dive work for that intensive level. So yeah. And then from that intensive level, once we have that information, then we do trails and stuff like that from, whatever the Heritage and Landmark Commission decides to do. Like if we want to do a trail with that information, or what do we want to do with that information to portray it to the public?
I made a.
Oh yeah, is that what I made a copy of? Yeah,
that should be added to the historic candy trails and also south.
Oh, nice. Okay. And so with this information, I'll keep this. Maybe when we get to the intensive level survey, we want to make sure that they take a look at each of these properties, so that way we can get the appropriate information from those to put on a trail. So I will keep these. I appreciate you doing the research on those, and we'll make sure that those get on the intensive level survey.
A couple of questions I had was that new wall fell and Reverend Samuel Matthews.
Oh,
Was that a typo or were they different people?
Samuel Matthews and Samuel Walters. That's a good question. Well, it looks like there's two different addresses as well, so it's possible that those are two different people. Where did you find that at?
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. And that's why we would use this information to do it in an ILS, an intensive level survey, because then we could find out exactly if those were two different people or if they were one.
I think they're two different.
Yeah.
Walter's house at 509 and then 569
is the
road was Matthews where he. Well,
it's
basically
Samuel is spelled differently too.
Yeah.
To the old Methodist church.
Yeah. Yeah. So does that work for you if I keep this information and provide it to them? Okay.
That's why. Yeah, 17,000 in match. Develops historic signage of the Forest Trail.
What is that?
That is a question I had.
Oh, what was the question? Sorry, I missed it.
Develop historic signage about the Forest Trail.
Okay.
Yeah.
So along the logging trail, is that what you're talking about?
Along the logging trail.
Yeah. That might also be something that we want to communicate to the Bikes and Ped committee, because I know that they were working on some signage for that trail as well.
Yeah.
And I don't want to interfere with what they're doing. I might talk to the staff liaison for that as well and see if there's any signage and if there's a way with it. Yeah. Both committees can collaborate together on that one, maybe.
Back on the Bike and Pedestrian Committee in May of 2022, they talked about painting the bridge.
Oh.
And I was wondering if that's still on the books.
I think that is coming to a council decision of what they want to do with the funds that they have. And if they want to work on the bridge with that, or what they want to do with that. So I think it's still being decided on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the city council thing.
Painting the bridge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that all?
If you have $3 million to give us, we could paint it quicker. I don't, so I'm not painting it.
Okay, so we talked about the RLS work, we talked about the minutes. I mean, new member recruitment, that's an ongoing.
I'm asking everybody I see.
Ongoing thing, so just if you know of anybody, let them know that we're in need of new members. And then I'm gonna look into more information about an every other meeting, if that needs to be voted on, or if we could decide via email, if that works for everyone. And I'll reach out afterwards, what we're allowed to do. So is there anything else? Any other items for the order there, Ron or Scott? Nope, I'm good. Okay.
Now about the new member recruitment. I gave a printout of what you emailed to us a couple months ago. Yeah, Canby Adult Center, but they haven't posted it yet.
Okay. Yeah, that would be a good place too, yeah.
And I was wondering if you would be adverse to giving a talk at the Canby Adult Center, if we could schedule a talk.
Yeah. Yeah, if they'd be willing to have us, that'd be great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe call Kathy, see if whoever wants to go talk at their lunch on Mondays or whatever.
Okay.
Who's that?
Kathy Robinson runs the adult center.
Oh, yeah.
She's a good friend of mine. If you call, I told Tyler to call her and set up, maybe you guys can go talk at a lunch when they have lunch on Mondays.
Okay.
Because then you have a pretty good crowd there, 50, 60 people.
Yeah, it is pretty noisy there too.
Yeah, but they have a microphone and stuff, so.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea.
So maybe for a meeting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds great. Is there anything else, or is that good?
That's it.
Okay. You want to adjourn the meeting then, Ron?
Yeah, well, when's the next meeting gonna be?
Well, it would be April, I believe it's April 1st. But that is going to be contingent on if we're allowed to do the every other or not. So, all right.
Okay, so
we may meet in April or May, depending on what the results of that is.
Move that we adjourn.
Okay, sounds great.
Thank you.
Thank you.